Good evening, should I start now?
Well, yes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I'm going to start talking about my life as is the objective of this speech. I was born in 1986, so I'm kind of young. I started living out in an apartment with my parents in downtown Passaic, New Jersey. It's about 10 miles west of New York City. Just to give you a feel for what kind of place that is, it's a city that has a lot of immigrants. A lot of people from New York end up going there. I think a lot of Brooklyn, Bronx people I've noticed end up living there, usually for like better opportunities. A lot of people think Jersey is a better place to live in. I don't know about that per se. I don't recall much living there because I lived there for like a few years. What I do remember is that we had to move out because the building burned down. Can't live there anymore. So at the time, my parents were looking for a job, a better paying job, and the economy was bad at the time too. My dad had a bachelor's degree in accounting from India, and since the economy was getting worse, it was in a recession, he was getting very frustrated because he couldn't find anything, and he was thinking, I have a bachelor's degree and I'm better than a lot of these people here in accounting. Somehow at the depth of the recession in 1991, he got a job with the federal government, and he finally got to move out of the state, so we were living in Clifton, which is where I live right now, not too far away from where I originally lived. So, and shortly after that, my little sister was born, the only sibling that I had in 1991. A year or two later, my mom got a job in Toys R Us, the corporate headquarters. This was especially amazing because, unlike my dad, who had a college education, she only had a high school education from India. So it was even more amazing because being an immigrant, it's much tougher to get a position in this country, citizen or not. Although both of them are citizens at this point. My parents did complain a lot about racism back then. From whatever I've seen, I would say it still exists, but it's to a much different extent than it was back then, back in the 60s. Growing up, I was always a little bit different. I was a minority and a vegetarian, so I was always a little different from all the other kids around me. One advantage that I had over everyone else was the fact that I was, I guess, smarter socially and intellectually. Although I never told that to them. Being smaller is not a wiser thing to do. I never did amazing in school, although I did claim that I was smarter than most of the kids. I was usually the one that was always getting in trouble. One of my proudest moments in high school was when I got called down to my guidance counselor, and I knew, like, walking down I did something wrong. I just couldn't find out what. A lot of times I got in trouble for no fault of my own, at least from my perspective. So I was just trying to figure out what the hell did I do now. But when he told me that I got a 1410 on my SATs, which I found out later when I got home, I was completely stunned. I went from a 1070 to a 1410, a 340-point improvement. That completely shocked me. As far as hobbies that I have, I like to watch and play basketball. Recently, I've given up watching sports because I think they're rigged. There's been a lot of news. There's been a lot of news about illegal betting, but I think it goes further than that. But that's just my opinion, so I don't want to destroy the entertainment value for any other members here. As far as college, I went to Rutgers University down in New Brunswick. I did a major in mathematics. There were some rewarding moments, but I would say there's a lot of things I wish I hadn't done, or I would go back and correct. Not to make any excuses, but I really didn't know much about dormitory life. When I went down, when I went down to college, back in high school, I always had trouble going to class in high school. Now, when I went to Rutgers, which had no attendance policy at all, well, I'll let you figure that out. I graduated. I made a lot of friends. I graduated back in October of 2008, so I'm a recent Rutgers graduate. And as far as career, I was thinking about. I wanted to get a career. I wanted to pursue a career in finance, but I didn't know as to how I'd go to approach that, or how I'd get any experience. I naturally thought about the actuarial profession. I passed 4 exams, 1 back in May and 3 back in November. This is usually good enough for me to get a entry-level position, but I'm still unemployed. As far as I've considered other alternatives also, such as becoming a financial analyst and a quant. I'm still open to those opportunities. I better start wrapping up my speech. I saw the red flag, so although I did time my speech, so I didn't think I'd be still going this much overboard. Prospectively, I'd like to do a lot of traveling. Well, first and foremost, I want to have a good career that utilizes my natural abilities. I'd like to do a lot of traveling, explore different cultures and people. I like to network and meet new people. I believe that can go a long way. Also, I would like to I would think that I would also like to donate to charity. I want to give other people the same types of opportunities that I have, or more of an opportunity than they originally had. At the end, I would like to live a peaceful life and have no regrets.